starts tonight. The Anamosa City Council is discussing the police chief's employment. This follows a settled lawsuit and I-9 investigation into racist and sexist emails Chief Bob Simonson sent to coworkers. In 2015, former officer Amy Ford filed a sexual harassment and gender discrimination lawsuit. She settled that lawsuit for $750,000 last month. As of Friday, the city clerk told TV9 Simonson was still on the job. TV9's Josh Scheinblum is live in Anamosa tonight. And Josh, you were at that special meeting.
We attended right before and right after. It was a closed session meeting. It began at 3 o'clock and actually just wrapped up within the last half hour. And what we can report is after that meeting, Chief Bob Simonson still remains on the job. Now, the purpose of this closed session meeting was that Chief Simonson's attorney apparently made an offer for him to retire for the city council to consider. What we know is that he is still on the job even after that meeting. What took place there because it was a closed session, we're unable to report that at this time. However, we got to the closed session meeting early today because for more than a week we've been trying to get answers to our questions from the mayor and members of the city council, and we asked them why the chief is still on the job today. Can you understand why people in this community are frustrated? Why they're looking for answers?
We're not frustrated. Shut it off. All right, this is over, and you will leave.
This is a public space, Mayor. You can't order that.
Good luck, Dale.
Yep. I'm not going to answer any of your questions, and if you get in my face, I have a recourse.
Are you threatening me, Mayor?
No, I'm not.
Did you do anything when you had received that email from the chief of police?
I have no comment about it. It's something we'll take care of right now in this closed session.
How come you didn't take care of it in 2016? Don't you think the people of Anamosa have a right to know what their elected leaders are doing?
Yes, I do.
So what are you doing? What do you plan to recommend to your fellow
We're
city
going to
council
talk about
members?
it.
Your mind is still undecided at this time?
We're going to talk about it. It's a personnel issue.
You know, this is hard on us. Why don't you guys go find somebody else to bother?
Do you think that it's hard on the people who were called big-lipped mother expletives too? I also asked every member of the city council ahead of their meeting if they would at least condemn the comments that were made by their police chief, but no one responded to that question, or that statement for that matter. Now, the mayor did end up telling us while we were talking that one of the reasons he won't comment is because he too is of the opinion that this is a personnel matter. And again, the chief's employment will be taken up at a city council meeting at 6 o'clock. That is open to the public, and we'll be there for that. For now, we're live in Anamosa. Josh Scheinblum, KCRG, TV9 News.
God bless you. Do whatever you got to do, but know that we're watching from afar. I ain't going nowhere.
And tonight, a police chief is out. The Anamosa City Council has fired the police chief after media reports, including an I-9 investigation, showed he sent emails with racist and sexist comments. Last week, we reported emails from Chief Bob Simonson's email account went to coworkers that had lewd photographs and racist comments in them.
That was after former Anamosa police officer Amy Ford had settled a sexual harassment and gender discrimination lawsuit against the city. TV9's chief investigative reporter Josh Scheinblum joins us live tonight from Anamosa.
Now, Josh, the decision to fire him was a unanimous one.
That's right. In fact, council members wasted no time in firing him, moving it right to the very top of that meeting. Chief Bob Simonson will have to return his gun and gear by noon tomorrow. Now, during the meeting itself, it was a packed room. Some came as far away as Cedar Rapids to see this meeting for themselves. People crowded in shoulder to shoulder. Many were in the hallways looking in, others even sat on the floor. The city council has largely been silent ahead of today's vote, with members declining to answer our questions, but they did end up speaking after members of the community spoke up during public comment.
We need to do better by our citizens and by our people. I think that's important.
It sounds like there's no plan that you have in place for what you're going to do to replace the gentleman who just destroyed your community. You're professionals here. I would have thought you would have had a proactive plan in place.
It can be looked at, or it could be looked at that we moved slow and did nothing. That is not the case. I will say that is inaccurate.
The city's plan to make sure nothing like this ever happens again remains unclear. What we do know, a sergeant with the department will be appointed as interim chief. Now, that city council member, Cody Schaefer, also took an opportunity to speak up. He's the one that we know received at least one correspondence from the chief that was of an inappropriate nature. He said that he was not aware he had received that letter until he saw the reports and ended up finding it in his spam folder. Now, the officer who settled with the city for $750,000, Amy Ford, also reached out to me via email in the wake of the decision made by the city council. She said that after it, she wanted to make sure that she was able to thank the citizens who stood up, in her words, to make sure that there was accountability. For an hour live in Anamosa, Scheinblum, KCRG TV 9 News.